just do poetry. I play guitar and I sing.
I'm Paul Neville and I play guitar.
And Benny will be in there soon, or he's Benny to friends, Duke Prince. He's not a stage name, but better name than Benny. And he's a bass player, he'll be in soon. And we'll show you our drum machine is on stage.
Where were you for the first couple of shows? L'Amour's?
L'Amour's, I didn't make it to the stage because I only played.
Paul plays on the side to a strictly, so but now recently Paul plays on all the new material should be writing, but I mean I've seen that in the States for quite a while. So. But at L'Amour's, I mean we knew, but I mean we've been one song into the set, we knew Paul wouldn't be playing because it sucked so bad. We just thought, I mean we left after halfway through the third song, so we just thought, this is Paul.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, it's gross. So, but I mean, well, the second one didn't even happen at all because the drum machine took its memory away.
So you don't play on all the tracks live?
No, not on any of the, not any song. I mean, my live recording stuff's only comes from the side to a straight line.
Today.
Today, so the other stuff you we've got the reason why it isn't is we're not playing new songs. It's all by trying sample technology and stuff. We don't have it with us.
We couldn't really. Yeah, there's no point in coming to the States and doing our new material, which is just about to come out in England. Because I mean, Strickland's only just come out in the States, really.
Right.
So it's important. It's just really nice. We got to please the audience by playing what they know. That's cool.
So how did Godflesh start?
I was in. Well, you probably know I was in Napalm Death.
Yeah.
Then I was in this band in David.
How long were they together?
To head of David, we're pretty much still together now, but they suck all these days. But sleeping bar, Nocturnus sleeping bar.
Oh, there it is. That's what I'm looking for.
Oh, you okay? Yeah, you can see.
Excuse me again.
And head of David wanted to become a bit of a more straight sort of metal band. So I thought, oh shit, I'm going to have a band and then form Godflesh, which was like sort of March 88.
So where did you get the name from?
It's the first name we actually come up with, and then we drew like a whole list after that, and then went back to Godflesh again. And that just seemed to be the logical name. I mean, we picked the name before we actually even sort of started really seriously getting music together as well, so it sort of didn't give us something to live up to instantly. We knew with a name like that we had something big to go along with. We knew we wanted to make a big sound, and Godflesh just seemed to epitomise it in a literal way. It seemed to say, this is big, as in that sound.
Who writes the material?
I pretty much compose, and I write all the lyrics. I pretty much compose all the structures and the material and stuff. Everybody has their own input, but I'll regiment the whole thing just because I'm just used to writing songs that sort of work instrumentation.
So how did you decide to use the drum machine?
Well, because I mean, Napalm Death I was playing guitar, but when I went to Head of David, I was playing drums. So when I formed Godflesh, I thought, oh, I want to get back to guitar again. And I want to do some singing and get back to guitar. And I thought at the same time, God, I know exactly what rhythms I wanted and shit. So I just thought, if I know exactly what rhythms I want, there's no point in getting a drummer who I'm going to dictate to. Because I've been a drummer, I know rhythmically I know exactly what I want to hear. So we just thought, instead of getting a drummer and trying to dictate to a drummer, we want this, we want that, which isn't fair on an individual musician. I thought, get a machine, I can program it, I can drum, so I know exactly where I'm going with the shit. So.
Don't have to pay him?
Yeah, we don't have to pay him, and then there are arguments with the drummer and shit. It's just...
How long does it take to write the song?
Between the whole song or just the drums, or...
No, just the whole song, say.
It really varies. A whole song can be stretched out over a week or so. 2 weeks maybe. Depends, it really takes a while. I have to live with riffs and live with certain parts for a little while and really tell, you know, I need to make them gel in my own brain just to see if this is really what sometimes if something sounds a bit too derivative or whatever, I can't use it. I just have to be I'm really sort of really careful when I use it riff-wise and stuff. It has to be really spot on. I mean, I'll play something, record it, put drums to it, listen to it again, and then I'll scrap it again and go back to the start and just keep working and working. It's a lot of work, and it takes a lot of work, but I find it quite easy. It's just my natural the natural way of working, so it's particularly hard. I think for other people to get into that sort of composing time is quite difficult.
When was the first album recorded?
That was recorded in May 88, the mini album, just Godflesh. Yeah.
And did you record the songs that are on the CD at the same time?
The extra CD tracks. Have you got the mini album CD?
Yeah.
Yeah. Strictly the 2 and Wounds.
Right.
No, we recorded them December 89.
Before Christmas.
Yeah, December 89. Yeah. Because it took a while for the mini album to actually surface on E03 on a CD, so we thought when they said we're going to release it on a CD, we'll put some extra tracks on it. We just went into a studio specifically to do extra tracks, and Strictly the 2 and Wounds seemed like a logical extension of some of the things we've been thinking about at the time, and they seemed really logical with the mini album as well, because the mini album's quite simple and totally in your face. I thought these jazz tracks are just a bit more liquid, they need a lot more to imagination. I thought it was two good sort of parallels in the music there too.
They're virtually totally technology wise, the 2 extra tracks on the CD. It was all run from synthesizers to computers.
Samplers. There isn't hardly any physical elements on these 2 extra tracks. The only physical element really is my guitar and some of my vocals, and there is some of mine and Paul's guitar floating around here and there, but they've been really manipulated. They don't cause riffs. Everything else is, on those 2 tracks is real samples, just technological sort of overload and shit.
And what about the extra tracks on Street Cleaning?
Those were recorded not so long after the mini album, and they were recorded specifically to be a 12-inch EP, 4 tracks. But because we changed labels, we went to Earache at the time, it worked out that Earache bought the tracks off the other label we was on at the time, and they didn't want to release it as a 12-inch EP because they didn't think it would be viable in a few different ways, apart from financially being viable and just from the public point of view. So they just thought, we'll put on those extra tracks, we'll boost up the album, which wasn't too pleasing to us because we would have really liked to have seen them be a 12-inch EP. But in retrospect now, I think it's better that they're with extra CD tracks really, because they're not quite as strong as well, no, maybe they are, but there's such a dense, different sound. But better as extra CD tracks, I think.
How did you come about using that clip of Altered States for Street Cleaning cover?
We've just been a big fan of the movie Altered States for years and years, and never managed to, I mean, visually it's just totally up the top. It's exactly what we like about the system. And that just seemed, for our new album at the time, we kept watching the hallucinations sort of sequences and stuff. And we saw what Ken Russell had done to like Dante's Inferno and stuff. We just thought that was amazing. Like it just really blew us away. It sort of epitomised the sort of total hellish sort of feeling. And a real personal feeling as well. It's almost like a personal hallucination. It is a personal image as well. It's got that real hallucination sort of aspect to it. It's not on a mass level, it's more like an individualised sort of trip or some shit like that. And we just thought it was really important, like it just seems to be, especially being a TV visual. We take all our visuals directly from TV. We actually photograph the image on TV to give it a TV feel. It's the only way people see information these days is through TV anyway. It's just like, it seems to be the logical thing for us to do, is to just force this image.
So what do you think about being on a death metal label?
We always hoped it wasn't going to be a death metal label, but I think it is now. I think that's all. The label's been contrived as well, which is a real shame. It's good for us because realistically, there's probably no other label we could really be at. There is. Maybe we could be on Wax Tracks or something like that.
Do you think like a lot of the alternative people are missing out on you guys?
Hopefully
Just because
not.
they like seeing Earache and say, oh, that's a death metal band, because it's on Earache.
Yeah, hopefully not. But no, we were hoping it wasn't a death metal label, but maybe, I mean, from what you know. I hope we're not alienating an alternative audience, because as far as we are in terms of these gigs, we definitely are, because we've been told of other places we're playing, oh, it's a death metal scene, it's a death metal venue or something. Not a death metal venue, it's just that's the sort of gig that happens a lot. And then we're playing there, and we've been told, like a lot of people are into us, like 9 Inch Nail fans and Ministry fans and all this sort of stuff. And apparently they won't come to these shows because as far as they're concerned, it's a death metal show. Yeah. But when we come back and headline next time, apparently it's going to be, we'll have a lot then, because it's like, I mean, next time we're meant to come back and headline, and then after that we're hopefully going to be coming back to support Ministry. And those are the sort of things. That's where we should be going.
Yeah.
We'd like to play more neutral venues.
Yeah.
Venues that didn't rely on being sold as any one package or another.
Because we didn't know this before this tour. We just thought Erect's been accepted on a lot of levels. From all the interviews I've done on the phone and stuff, radio interviews in the States, people be saying, oh, maybe playing a bit of contrived bill, but you know, people still come and see it because you've got Godflesh and shit. But that's true to an extent, but then again it isn't, because a lot of people are missing out. There is definitely have islanders of an audience that won't come to these. I don't know how anybody comes to a venue in this place anyway. I mean, I'd have to. I come here and tank, you know. Anyway, I'd come to this place. Friday, I mean, before.
I have some questions about your silent partner, drum machine. Do you find it difficult creating your studio sound when you're playing that live?
Do you mean, do we find it sort of, from getting to the studio drum machine, do we find it hard trying to transfer the same sort of sound? No, not really, because the way I program the machine is, the way you hear it is actually how it's been programmed, because the sounds are on board, actually on the machine. I mean, obviously I have to do a lot of producing and shit to get it more exaggerated, but in a live situation it's even bigger now. It's probably, it should be better, but it's nothing to edit there. I'm just going to leave the edit space. Yeah, I like that 5-second edit space. But no, it's but then it's a PA permitting though usually. I mean, if the PA's just, you know, cannot handle, say, a normal drum kit, then there's no way it'll handle our drum machine usually. It's just, because the drum machine is extremely powerful, and the sound is just like, I mean, that PA now has had a few problems, but we just about got it there. But in the sound tonight, we seriously questionable anyway, so.
Is it difficult to program?
I think drum machines are difficult. The sort of drum machine we use is more helpful if you've it's more helpful if you've got a knowledge of rhythm, if you can drum. I think that in general about drum machines, I think anybody can program a drum machine, but it's just, if you've got a knowledge of rhythm, I think you've got a serious advantage basically, because you can go anywhere. If you can play drums and program a drum machine, my God, you can make a kit sound like 6 kits. It's just you can exaggerate things over and over, because I know what I'm doing drum-wise. I can play a rhythm on the machine, and I can sit there and listen to it and actually physically play this rhythm along, and I'll think, yeah, now I can do more on top. I'll try and put more of what a human could do. Sit there. There we go.
Have you had any problems with it in the sport?
Yeah, the other night when we completely lost all of our memory.
How did that happen?
I really don't know. The only thing we can put it down to is obviously our drum machine's English. We use English voltage and everything. We've come over here and we had to use transformer and all this sort of stuff. And I think using a transformer, for some reason, just something screwed up bad. We turned on the machine and all it said was end. Every song we had programmed on the drum machine and finished, kaput, end of story. And that's like our mini album, Street Cleaner, and all the extra tracks on those CDs completely gone.
So what did you do?
So we had to, Jim Roe from Combat, just like panic. I mean, we were about to go home. Basically what we did was we just took in Boston before the show. We had an afternoon show in Boston. We got up as early as we could. It was a Sunday as well. We had to wait outside the shop until it opened. We bought the brand new version of our drum machine. And I just sat here and programmed as much as I could, reprogrammed as many songs as I could before playing. Luckily enough, we got a whole set together. And the gig went fine, so we're pretty safe with it.
Do you change your set around much?
Not this tour. Not since the memory's gone.
Yeah.
We would do normally. I mean, I've got to find more time to write some more songs, or just to rewrite a few of the tracks again, just so we've got a bit more of a choice. At the moment, we've got 5 songs we're trying to do every night. But that's a 45-minute set anyway, because some of our songs are so long. So.
What about them songs, Love is Like the Dog from Hell?
Love's a Dog from Harlem.
In My Own Light.
Yeah.
How old are they?
They were actually, before recording a lot of the recent stuff, which is like the stuff we've done just before coming on tour, which is all the new records ready to come out soon. Those were the last stuff we actually recorded about a year and a bit ago. Well, a bit longer, probably about a year and a half ago. But that's about the last stuff we recorded.
And they're on that pathological company.
Yeah. They're some of our favourite tracks. I mean, Love's a Dog from Hell's one of my personal favourites, and all of the whole band really is one of my real personal favourites. We recorded them just specifically for Pathological. ended up becoming quite inclusive with the second one, especially looks at Tampa because it's just live, it's as far as we could probably push it sometimes.
On one of your shirts you put a saying, death to false metal. Why'd you do that?
It was just a complete sort of piss take of the fact that we was at a death metal label. And it was just a band like Manowar, like we took it from Manowar because their slogan is death to false metal. I thought it was really amusing. So it's good because it's a real paradox because we're so much not a metal band that to have a slogan like death to false metal on the back of our shirts is just like totally in everybody's face really. You see kids who are into alternative music will go, what the fuck? Kids who are into metal will be like, this is an insult, you know what I mean? It's just, we just wanted to upset a few people really, but we haven't done it. We haven't really upset anyone with it, so we've discarded it recently.
So what is your new material like?
We've recently, as we were saying, we've recently got a whole heap more technology in with the new material. So it's layered, it's a lot more layers in the sound. It's a bigger sound as well. And it's a lot more demanding on the listener because there's a lot more to listen to. Whereas before you could just go with the general drive of it. And still the general drive is there, but there's so much more liquid shit and there's so much more solid stuff as well. There's an awful lot to listen to now. It's a very demanding sound. I think this is in our favour. I think it's going to do us a lot of favours. I think we're going to go even more to this alternative audience. And I think the death metal audience we might stay at the same level, which could be cool really because we don't really want to play to just a total death metal audience. That's a nightmare really. Because those people, I mean, I don't I'm not, the death metal, the stereotype death metal listener is too dumbass for us to really play to. I don't want to really, insult death metalers because I like death metal. I play death metal bands, death metal label. So but it's just that some audiences leave a lot to be desired in the sort of intellectual ranks. They think it's just something to bang your head off with fucking brick walls or something. Whereas our music's meant to just, make it think.
So when is that coming out?
Well, we've actually got 3 EPs which are about to come out in England over the next month and a half. But we have, hopefully, during this tour, we'll have our single out in Sub Pop in the States, which is 2 new songs, and it's a double A song. Well, it's not double A song, it's just a 7-inch Sub Pop releasing in the States, and Newark releasing it on 12-inch, and CD single in England, Europe. That's called Slaver. That should be out in the States over the next 4 weeks, hopefully, which could be cool. And it'll be out in England over the next week. And then to follow this, we've got the Slave State EP, which is 4 brand new tracks, which is just coming out in Newark, exclusively on 12-inch CD single. And then there's the dance mixes of that EP as well, which is totally remix versions of the songs where we've sampled all our own riffs and just done what we've just manipulated it and cut it up into pieces and reorganised songs basically. And of the songs we've actually just done normally, which is a real different angle. Combat are going to be releasing these back to back in the States, so you can get it all on just one album now. That's cool. The new album Pure, which is called entitled Pure, won't be surfacing until about October.
What's that title?
It's how we see Godflesh in a way, I think. As pure. It's how we like to see a lot of things and how we look at a lot of things. And how I like to, when I get off on something, I see it as being really pure or something, sort of straight. There's a lot of other angles to it as well, but they'll be more relevant when the album comes out.
Jon McCntee guitar.
Rhythm and vocals. James Roe, drums. Ronny Deo, bass.
Okay, John. Why'd you leave Revenant and what made you decide to play this style of music?
Why did I leave Revenant? I just wasn't into what they were doing anymore. It's like they wanted to go more technical, progressive way, and I wanted to play more heavier and kind of like more heavier and intense stuff, I think. And I don't know, just fucking went our own ways and shit like that. So we decided to split the band, start my own band, and make Henry happy because he got Revenant the way he wants it, and I got my new band the way I want it, and shit like that, So basically, it's the reason, just, like we grew up kind of with the same influences and stuff like that, but we just kind of veered off into different directions, stuff like that. I mean, we're both much happier with what we're doing now, so I guess it's cool, I don't know. I guess that's cool. So.
Who was originally in your band? What happened to him?
Okay, we started out with Paul Lemmy and myself. We were both in Revenant. I was in Revenant for a while. He was in Revenant. We tried him out on drums, and I was quite pleased with the way the song sounded with his drum playing and stuff like that. It sounded a little more heavier and everything, so that kind of stuck in me splitting with him, stuff like that. So the lineup was, first it was just me and Paul for a little while, and then it was me, Paul, this dude Brett, and Aragon. Kind of like, they were like in the band, but it was mostly like Paul and myself. We wrote all the stuff and everything, but it just didn't work out because they wanted to go a little bit more black metal, I guess. I wanted to do more or less straight out brutal death metal. They wanted to go more black metal. And I didn't mind, but I just wasn't gonna wear makeup on stage. I feel like a total cheese ball, It's like it's not my scene, so I said fuck it, And they decided to just do their own thing. I mean, we departed on good terms, because we're both happy with what we're doing, so there's no problems with that. Yes. Next question.
Craig, how'd you get in the band?
I basically volunteered because I was in a putrefact before Incantation, and they were going through violence and shit. I felt like I had to go my own way, I wanted to do something that I really would like to do, in the art of death. And I felt Incantation, offered that, I still feel, it's a great feeling, and that's Incantation at the time was going through, rough spots, guitars and stuff.
Yeah, we lost a guitar player and vocalist, so we kind of just mended it in, I guess.
Just found a spot.
Now, what's the history of the song with Holy Massacre?
History of it, I told you about this. There used to be a Revenant song called Isolated. It was a lot weaker when we was in Revenant, of course, but that's just the style of writing for Revenant. I don't know, it just used to be a Revenant song, they didn't like it, they thought, well, actually Tim thought it was okay and stuff, but Henry thought it was too grindy. I wanted to kind of write stuff more like the roots of Revenant, like the first demo stuff, were like the heaviness of the first demo with the technicalness of the second, they'll kind of combine together a little bit to make something, hopefully that will turn out much better than both their products. And that was what Unholy Massacre was, but it was isolated at the time and they didn't like it, so when I split the band, I said, fuck it, I'll just take, so since you're not going to use it anyway, I'll just use it. It'll just help me start out Incantation, because I wrote it was basically with me and Paul wrote the song. I mean, I wrote most of the riffs, and he came up with the drum beats to it, so we decided, it's more of an Incantation song than it was a Revenant song anyway. I mean, personally, I think if it was up to me, Revenant would sound like Incantation does now anyway, but it isn't up to me.
So why were you in Mortician and Incantation?
Basically, it started off with Mortician having problems with the guitar player, and at the time, we were going through a lot of lineup problems in that was right when we still had Paul, but Brett and Aaron were working out too well. And Will needed a guitar player. I just offered, I said, fuck it, I'll help you out on your demo and stuff like that. So we did the demo. I was really untight for the demo, just because watching his hands kind of following, but it still came out okay, I guess. Then it just happened, they started playing shows, and I was like, fuck it, I'll play a show, It's just coincidental that Will was singing for us too, because he said, if you ever need a favor, I'll help you out. And he ended up needing a favor, so he helped us out, and it's pretty rocking, Played a couple shows together. It was cool for a while, but it just got to be a little bit too hectic after a while being in two bands. It's too much responsibility. I was practicing like every night of the week. It was total death, dude. I had no time to do nothing. So I said, decided to just, do the Incantation thing and let them worry more about Mortician, because, it was about time that both bands were getting a little bit bigger, and it's much better if we concentrate on each one band instead of two bands, because both bands were basically pretty serious and stuff, so, that's good. I think things worked out better. They have a guitar player now, it's cool. We have a full lineup that's happening, so it's rocking. Total that.
Ronny, what happened with you guys in this record,
Total that. The dude from Traffic Case, he wrote that, and it was like totally cool as fuck at first. He sent me all these godly tapes in the mail, and did this fucking, 7-inch CD crime. Well, anyway, we did the 7-inch CD and everything with him. He seemed really cool. I hooked him up, hooked up a lot of my friends' bands like Orphophobia and Decaying and Rigor Mortis, and who else am I guess? Mortician. And he ended up just kind of using me for all my contacts and stuff, since I was friends with a lot of other bands. Ended up just never returning our quarter-inch reel that we asked for back a million times. And we have no idea how many were pressed or anything in the 7 inches. Yeah, right? Yeah, when we played out there, we went to his house to kick his ass, but he hid in his house, turned up all the lights and shit when we got there. It's pretty gay and stuff, so many people want to beat him up. It's some people write to him and they get their 7 inches right away, and other people, they get no luck with them, It's like when you're writing to Traffic K, you have a 50-50 chance of receiving your stuff.
So don't write.
Yeah. See my band's a faggot. Listen.
So how'd you get these guys to sign the Relapse?
Oh, basically.
Somebody else. Guys don't want to answer your question.
With the Relapse thing, it's like when the 7-inch wasn't going well with Traffic K, I figured that, what can I do, to fucking try to make, people that, if people are going to buy it, I want them, if people are going to spend money, I want them to get the 7-inch and stuff, and I heard a lot of good stuff about Relapse Records, so I figured I'd write to them and see if they want to, repress it on their label, and so, people be able to get it. So I felt like kind of a dick, tell everyone how great Traffic K Records is, and then write to them and get ripped off, So we ended up just doing a 7-inch with them. They were, just pleased with the way it sold and stuff like that. And, from there, just fucking got a contract from them, the 7-inch did really well. We're going on our 4,000 pressing. That's pretty good for a 7-inch, So, they were happy with it. They wanted to do something. They were cool as fuck. They never fucked us over or nothing. They always put 100% into us, and that's what we want on a record label, Trying to put all the fucking, everything they could into us, Fucking hell.
When did you record the songs when they split up?
Someone else say something.
Months ago.
Well, it was fucking May, right?
Yeah. Recorded that shit. We were supposed to do it. We were supposed to do a split with Amorphous.
First with Orphophobia.
And Amorphous from Finland, and that
the reason why I folded is because Important didn't want to distribute a split LP. They said it wouldn't do as well as a full-length album. When actually I thought it was going to help out because more people would buy it because had two bands on it and get a taste of what each band sounds like and help each other's following out. But I guess Important doesn't think so. So we ended up he said you should have split it into 2 EPs, and then it was just kind of like fuck it because we weren't even really happy with the way it came out. So we figured might as well just fucking do all the songs over and just ended up becoming a full-length LP.
So you recorded the album
process.
Yeah, basic tracks. You know, we got basic tracks to all the songs, no solos or vocals or only one song mixed for a compilation. That was just the beginning.
Part 2, right?
Yeah, part 2.
Part 2.
Reven's gonna be on there too. Bye.
So how would you compare the new material to the old stuff?
I don't know. It's all definite. I mean, to me, basically, it's all fucking. It's no big difference. We just fucking write songs, you know? They come out like, I don't know. It's just fucking songs. I don't know. That's no difference. They're all similar. Just want to be brutaler. Yeah, maybe brutaler. That's about it.
Fucking sicker
and eviler, but still we want to, you know, we have, basically the band has the same ideas as when it started out. Just want to get more extreme, I guess.
So who writes lyrics?
Me.
So what are some of the new songs now?
Well, basically the whole deal around Incantation, and I try to do it in every song. But, you know, each song is a different, you know, has a different meaning to it. It's all about the downfall of Christianity and blasphemy of Christ. And it's just how he was just a Lord, you know. And everybody has to believe that, you know. Just the world of today doesn't fit with the religion of Christianity, you know. The Catholicism of today is just bullshit, yeah, all of it.
Yeah, Christ is
and it's just trying to revolve, you know, the way I grew up, and yeah, it's just I was forced into this shit, and the way I look at it today, and the way I look at it, fucking, you know, I look out there and shit, I see the people that are fucking going to church and shit, and it's just, and the people that preach it, it's just really kills me, man, because it's like they don't. I mean, what's reality to them? They don't know real reality.
I think the person that wrote the Bible was on crack.
They don't know real reality.
I'm serious. Fucking someone smoking crack, dude. That's all it is. Fucking Christianity is
So, yeah, you know, I mean, blasphemy of Christ, that's the whole, you know, aura of Incantation. It's just, yeah. That's it.
no doubt.
Do you think it's difficult for a death metal band to get an original sound in the studio, like with all these other bands popping up? And
I don't know, man. It's just, there's so many bands now, it's just fucking all over the place, you know? It's hard to decide. Whoever feels they like the band, and that's good, you know? And other bands, they, you know, a lot of bands fucking follow the trend. It's, you know,
The best way to be original, I think, just fucking play fucking music that you're into. Just fucking go and just do it. Don't fucking listen to another band's album with them right riffs. Of course you're gonna sound like it. Or if you go to a studio and say, yeah, we want to sound like this band, you know? I mean, fuck, of course you're gonna fucking sound like them, you know? Go to a studio, you just fucking go to a studio and sound like yourself, you know? Fucking just go in there, fucking play the stuff.
if you're in there, yeah, exactly.
You know? That fucking
Do your best, man. If you have the heart for it, you have the heart to fucking play real death, and you have the riffs, and you fucking have your fucking throat shit. Do it, man. You just gotta try to be original as possible.
Most bands, they don't know if they want to be original. Most bands want to be like a clone of another band. They're like, I talk to people, I'm like, yeah, this is my fucking, you know, the tomb part. This is my carcass part. This is my obituary part. It's like, what the fuck, you know? Where's the fucking whatever your band part, you know, in the song? You know, you gotta have your own parts. You can't be fucking trying to sound like another band. It's totally gay, you know? People do that, fucking stupid. Because, you know, those bands are just gonna fade away, you know? It's like, the bands that are gonna stand out are the bands that fucking, you know, played, you know, their own stuff. Like fucking Venom was themselves, pretty much, you know? Possessed was themselves. Celtic Frost was themselves. So those bands are
Until they just put out into that this fucking
jeez. But still, you know, every band, I mean, you know, I don't know, what they're looking at.
so what kind of unsigned bands do you guys like?
Unsigned bands? Well, I like a lot of bands that just got picked up by Relapse, but unsigned bands, I don't know. 'Cause it seems like a lot of these signed bands, I mean, a lot of bands that get signed to smaller labels now, kind of quicker. I like, wait, what's the name? Crematory, Gods, fucking from Sweden, Total Gods. I don't think they're signed yet, I don't know. And Unity's got it too. And I know the Heritage got signed. They're really good too. Amorphous, but they're like signed to Relapse now. A lot of bands I like their and they were fucking great. Did you see them last week, dude? Kills the rehearsal. Make the rehearsal tape look like total cheese. Another unsigned band that's totally not makes fun of.
Yeah.
Total fucking insane.
They're brothers.
They're fucking, it's just insane. It's like, fuck. Look at that. Yeah.
What kind of merchandise do you have available?
Well, we do all our merchandise through Relapse now. Yeah. What do you say something? Tell me what we have.
We got fucking old 7-inch. We got the new 7-inch that's coming out.
Well, we own 7, what's it called? Everyone probably has that right now.
4 tracks.
What's it?
Demo.
Yeah, well, no, Demo I'm not even selling no more. Fuck it. Total shit. What's Deliverance of Perfect Prophecy 7-inch? I think totally sucks. It has Deliverance of Perfect Prophecy and Profanation on it, but it sounds totally cheesy. And, let's see, we're gonna have an album out soon. I don't know what we're gonna call it yet. What was the title you were thinking of?
I was thinking of different things, man.
I don't even remember. Whatever, dude. Okay. Okay, we have.
I was thinking of Catholicism, Dissent, Leads.
Okay. Okay, well, we have shirts too. We have double-sided Trenton City shirts for 12 beans. Right to Relapse one. Then we have long sleeve one for 20 beans. And got a right to Relapse for them too. And if you don't write like extremely soon, we're gonna have a repressing of the Luxury None shirts. But probably by the time this gets out, we won't be getting anyway. So, and we're gonna do like full color like album shirts, but wait till the album comes out. Hopefully 92 sometime. Yeah, no, nothing.
Do you have any artwork planned?
Yeah.
Anybody can fucking send something.
We just need ideas for fucking dumb or something. We can't think of nothing. Everything seems to be used kind of, you know? We want to do something that's semi-original, but, you know, describes us at the same time, you know? Whatever.
All right, one last question. Is there anything that you don't like about the death metal scene?
Just a lot of trend shit. Almost everything. It's everything that died in like 87. Nah, I just don't like the trendiness of it, you know? It's like, that's basically it, you know? I like all the truer death metal bands, you know? You can tell in their music if they're true or not. They don't have to be fucking the brutalest band in the world to be true either, you know? You can just tell, you know? Fucking, I don't know. Fucking,
Like Samael, Gods of today.
I'm Johnny Hedlund. I play bass, doing vocals for Unleashed.
After Nihilist, how long did Unleashed form after Nihilist broke up?
That was like, I think 4 months after I was kicked out of Nihilist. Yeah, then I formed Unleashed. I think December '89, yeah.
And where did you find the rest of the guys?
Well, see, they're all good friends of mine since very long, so it was a pretty easy choice because Frederick I know him for like 7 or 8 years, and he knew Thomas for like 7 or 8 years. And Anders and I been friends since 2 or 3 years, and he was not the best drummer when I met him, but he had a good talent, and see, he develops in a speed that is almost tremendous, and we make a very good unit, so the choice was easier.
Do you have any demos out?
Oh yeah, we did like the After Dark, we did the Revenge demo, that was all, yeah. But see, those demos doesn't really, that is nothing of what we do today. We do some of the songs, but the sound is terrible in those demos, so I'd rather discuss the album definitely.
So what happened to Rob?
Rob, he left the band after telling me that he thought I pushed the band too far, saying he didn't want to spend all his life and money into the music, because that's what it's all about in the beginning, when you start up a band. Well, he just really left because, well, he didn't want to, or, you know, we had a little twist about that, and there was nothing I could do because he didn't want to play with us anymore, and then it's better to get another member, and so we did. Then he joined the guys from Dismember, which is a very old friend of his. That's about it.
So how do you feel about singing?
I feel great. I feel great. You know, now I cannot think of not singing. You know, because I just love it. That's the way I get out all my hate and aggression that I got inside. So even if Robert was with the band now, I would ask him to only play his guitar. That I can do the vocal because I just love it, and this is how it will stay for many years.
Did you plan on singing after he left?
How do you mean?
I mean, after he left the band, did you plan on singing, or did you want to get another singer?
No, see, I knew even before he left. I knew like 5-6 months before he left. I knew that he would leave because he was never satisfied. He never liked the way I pushed the band because I was always in a hurry. I wanted to do things fast, and I always wanted to do things professionally. And he wanted to spend more time with his girlfriend than the band. That's the whole thing. You can never go out as a unit if there is someone that is doesn't want to put all his life into the band, because that's what you are. You're married to the band. So I tried in a very early stadium sort of to practice the vocals. I even did it at my job. I even fucking drove around this big truck doing vocals because I always did the lyrics, so it was pretty easy for me to practice. And then one day he just told me that he didn't want to play with us anymore. And at that time I already knew it would happen. It was just a matter of time. So I was very well prepared when he left. I just took over. No big deal really.
How did you get the deal with Century Media?
Robert called me up one day, Robert Camp from Century Media office. He wanted to know what I did after I was kicked out on an nihilist, and he told me to send all our materials, and so I did. We only had 2 demos, but he wanted to see if we had the material, and well, that was about it. I sent him all the things, and we had a few other offers, but there was no doubts whatsoever. Century Media definitely got the best deal, so we took it. Yeah, the choice this time as well was very easy.
Who did your logo?
That is a guy called Johan. He is a bass player of a Swedish band called Crematory. He's very good at drawing logos, and yeah, he was the one that did it for us.
Is there any concept between the cover of the cover?
What do you mean? Between the cover and...
I mean, of the cover. Is there any concept of it?
Oh yeah, sure. It has the cover is from the song Before the Creation of Time.
Do any of the other guys write besides you?
Till now, no. Till now, I've been doing about 100% of the material. But we do the arrangements, all of us. There's not just me doing everything.
Right.
I do the, the first, how do you call it? I do the concept of everything. I do the lyrics, I do the music, and then I take it to the practice place. We talk about it, and we do the arrangement of the song together.
So, how do all the Swedish bands get along? Seems like everybody's helping out other bands.
Well, there's of course, there's competition in Sweden as well as any other country. But yeah, we get along pretty good together, definitely. There's no hate between the bands, no excessive hate. We're pretty much friends, all of us.
What's the response been so far? What's the response been to you guys so far in the States?
Great, just great. I even think it's better than I was supposed it to be. So I'm very happy. I mean, the album is out and everyone seems to have heard it, so I'm 100% satisfied, definitely. That's why it's so fun to play, because the crowd definitely gets into it, We go for it, and then, I get a kick out of it. So it's definitely cool.
Do you have any merchandise available for the mail?
For the mail?
Yeah.
I mean, from the record companies.
Yeah. Or
Yeah, sure. We got all kinds of stuff. We got t-shirts, long sleeves. We got the album, of course. There's I think sweatshirts as well. We will be doing stickers and buttons, but we haven't done that yet. So that's about it.
So people should write to Century Media? People should write to Century Media for merchandise?
Yeah, definitely. Because I got so much mail, I got mounted.
Yeah.
But I do want to answer all that mail. So if they want to order things, better write to Century Media. They get a faster reply, definitely.
One last question. What's your views on religion?
My views? They dispelled in 4 letters. I think it's a big joke, really. Well, what religion? There's many religions out there. The Christian religion is already spoken so much about that there's nothing more to say. Everyone just laughs at it. There is so many people getting into Christianity, and those people is not the kind of people that I want to talk to about or with, because I don't really care about it anymore. We will do lyrics against it, yeah. But I mean, everyone is so well informed in the society today, so they know. I mean, even Christian people usually know what the hell they're doing. They know that, you know, they know why you laugh at them. And but what I see as more serious is the religion that, for example, comes from the Middle East, the Islam religion. I mean, these guys, they don't just have a religion. They have some kind of a, well, I don't know what to call it, but you know, for example, the situation for women in the Middle East is not the situation for women in the Western countries, because in the Western countries, women are, you know, they are not as high up as the men are, but still they got a decent life to live, you know. Even in cities where Christianity is very big, I mean, women can live there, no problem. They are compared to men, they are, you know, like any other human being. But see, in the Middle East, they are very much, you know, the men in the Middle East treat women like animals, for example. I mean, they don't have any rights whatsoever in life. And that is why I think this religion is more seriously fucked up than the Christian religion. And that is why I want to write lyrics and push this religion even more. I don't think that these guys are ever gonna read my lyrics, you know. But see, I feel that I have to do something about it because I hate it so much. Well, there's a million religions as well. There's a lot to say in this specific thing.
That's all the questions I have. Anything you want to add?
Thank you very much for the interview, and I want to say my greetings to the audience so far here in the United States, because they've been totally great. We're having a great time, definitely. Okay, thank you very much.
Let's start out with the history of Nocturnus. How'd you get together? And
The band was formed in June of '88, and I think in September of '88 we got our keyboard player. He was a friend of like our old bass player and our guitarist Mike, and they had asked him. They knew he'd play keyboards, and they asked him if he wanted to make some intros and stuff for us, you know. So he made some stuff up and brought his keyboards to our warehouse and just, you know, played the stuff, and then we went like right into the song, and it sounded cool, you know, and we liked it a lot. And after the song was over, we were like, well, why don't you try something, you know, in the song, you know, and he tried some parts, and before we knew it, like the first day he had like a whole song with parts down, and it sounded really good, so that's when we added our keyboard player. And then a couple months after that, in November, we recorded our demo. It was engineered by John Leva from Sabotage, the vocalist. They've lived here for a long time, so I've known him, and he just asked me if, you know, we needed any help, you know, a good engineer, and I said okay, you know, so that was pretty good, and we did our demo, and we released it like right at the beginning of the year.
how did that sell, that demo?
I think it sold pretty good. It was about 700 or 800 copies, you know, through the mail, and so I thought that was pretty good. You know, it got us our record deal, and that's what happened. Basically, we had a couple lineup changes. We got rid of Gino, and it took us about 3-4 months to find another guitarist, Sean, and we got him in October of '89, and then worked him in. In the beginning of '90, we made a new practice tape with a new, you know, everybody, and sent it to Earache again because they were interested, but they didn't want to sign us on with one guitarist. So, you know, they eventually signed us on like in April, and we recorded in May, and that's when we had a lot of problems with our bass player. So we got rid of him. He was like missing practice all the time. He's partying way too much for, you know, it got in the way of his practice, and he didn't want to practice anymore. So, and he did a bad job on the album, and that's why we think that the album could have sounded a lot better overall with everybody. And that's where it pretty much brought us up to date. We released the album, got a new bass player
Right.
in October, and we toured Europe.
How'd that tour go?
Real good. You know, we did like 22 shows in Germany, Holland, Belgium, and the UK
Right.
with Bolt Thrower. And we did some shows with Benediction in the UK. They opened, and some shows with Unleashed in Germany. They opened.
That's
so
cool.
I think they played 3 or 4 shows in Germany.
So you recorded your album at Morrisound
Yeah.
using Scott Burns?
No, it was Tom Morris.
Tom Morris?
Scott was, that whole month that we had booked to record, Scott had already booked Obituary, and then he was doing Sepultura almost like right away and some other stuff, and unless we wanted to wait like 4 or 5 months almost to use Scott, you know, we had to, we just went ahead and kept the same time and used Tom. But I think it turned out really good. I mean, Tom's really good. I think on our second album, we're gonna use them both, you know, have them both engineer it.
Now, have you worked on new material for your second LP?
Yeah, we have like 5 songs already. We have one that's completed with vocals, 3 more, no, 4 more that are completed, and then 1 more that's almost finished. So it's like 5 new songs. We got 1 that's almost finished.
Is it in the vein of like futuristic type topics as lyrics?
Yeah, some of them are. I mean, it's like, well, Aquatica is basically like a underwater, like destruction type song, and not the band, but you know, like just about underwater destruction and stuff like that. And let's see, Climate Controller is kind of like about a guy that uses, you know, like technology and the Necronomicon to like produce like storms and stuff, like, you know, technological demons. And we got another song, it's called Grid Zone. It's about like using like just some planet out in outer space, and you strip the entire surface of the planet away. It's like an Earth-type planet, and you turn it into like just a defensive mechanism, you know, like of weapons, like a huge planet of weapons, you know. And it's about that, like doing that to a planet, and about the planet like attacking other planets in the universe. So it's a pretty weird song. And what's that? It's 3. Arctic Crypt. That's the newest one we're working on. It's kind of like where they find an ancient creature in the ice, you know, and they bring it back to life. It's a pretty weird song. And what else? What's the other one? Oh, Method of Bodon, or might be called Tribal Bodon. It's a song about voodoo.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, that one we just finished, and no lyrics yet, but it's gonna be about voodoo, and it has like another new thing that we're doing. It's the keyboards do drums also, and along with my drums in the beginning, to make a real heavy like drum beat sound, you know, like a voodoo drum beat sound. So, and in the song, it's got some places like that too. He does a lot of drums along with my drums. It sounds really cool.
Let's go back in the past. Go back to the Morbid Angel days.
Before Christ.
Yeah.
Okay.
How'd that come about, Morbid Angel?
Well, that was the first band I was ever in. I met Trey in high school, and me and Trey found the band, and just we got a first bass player named Dallas, and then we got second bass player John Ortega, and then we recorded that album back in '86, and that never got released. And then after that, there was like a bunch of personal problems in the band, and me and Sterling, who was the new bass player, after we recorded the album, we fired that bass player, and we got Sterling from Incubus. And so Sterling and me quit Morbid Angel and did the Incubus thing, and Trey and Richard, you know, stayed in North Carolina, which is where we recorded the album. And the guy that was paying for the album and stuff, that owned the record company, was David Vincent. So, you know, they joined his band.
I see.
With, you know, and it's just how that came about. And that's how Incubus came about, too.
Okay. What do you think of the new Morbid Angel?
The new?
Yeah.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
The new album's really cool. I think it's a lot better than the first to me. I mean, I just like the style that they went into.
What's a couple of your favorite bands?
Me? I like all kinds of stuff, man. I like Morbid Angel a lot. I like Old Possessed. I like the 2 Mega Theory on Celtic Frost album. I like a lot of Merciful Fate and King Diamond stuff, you know. And I like Watchtower a lot. And I like a lot of heavy stuff too, you know, like a lot of death metal and Pestilence and all kinds of stuff like that. I've watched demos and I like a lot of that stuff. I mean, there's tons of bands I could name. You know, I just, I don't know, I just keep constantly finding new things that I like, and I listen to it all the time, you know. So, mostly stuff like that I name, though, but that actually is a big category of different types of metal. And, you know, any bands that sound like any of those bands I mentioned, I usually like, too.
Okay. All right, one last question. What's your view on religion?
Well, that's sort of like, I think I've expressed it in the music pretty well, but you know, it's something that usually, it's gotten me in a lot of trouble already. Our whole German tour was almost canceled.
Is that right?
Because of just like certain things that were brought up from the past, and you know, this article that they did in Germany saying that we sacrifice animals and all this shit. And so I personally, like, lately I've just been saying, you know, you can read our lyrics and think what you want, but you know, I just like live my life the way I want to.
Right.
That's basically what I believe.
First of all, why did you change so much from the whole stuff to
We haven't changed at all.
Well, the songs are longer.
Not really. The long songs are mentally murdered, so there's no change.
Yeah, well, not mentally murdered.
The only change.
But on Harmony Corruption.
The only change is the production, basically, because Scott's got his own way of doing things, so the sound is not as extreme as the old Napalm. That's why we're not using Scott on the next album. The new 12-inch we've done is like far heavier, so it's like, you know. The only change I think is the sound, basically, because Scott's got his own sort of way he cleans things up, which is like at the time we thought was cool, but now sort of like, you know, we're going to get more of a raw sound on the next album, I think. But as regards change, there hasn't been a change really, I don't think, musically.
Did you have a problem getting an original sound from more sound, since so many death metal bands have been recording there lately?
At the time we went there wasn't that many bands, I think. But I think we had a problem.
Scott did a lot before you.
Not really, not that many. He did Death, Obituary.
Death, Atheist and Sepultura. That's all I really
And
know.
Obituary. That's 4 bands, that's not really a lot really, compared to what he's done now.
Not now, I think there's they've had about 24,000 bands go there now.
At least.
At least, yeah.
But
you go into Murray Sound, you know what I mean? The deal at Murray Sound is this nowadays. So it's a studio, like a normal studio, you set all the shit up. It's got this button, you know, like you get a button when you put a fucking quarter in and you twist it and you get like a couple of bubble gums, I don't know if you call it bubble gum or chewing gum. You press it and it's called, this button will activate the Murray Sound Special Sound Reproduction. You press it and there's your Murray Sound production. You end up with a Murray Sound production, you know what I mean?
that's basically it, because you see, no matter what, you know, whatever you do, Scott has his own way of like doing things, you know, so.
Yeah, Scott's cool. I'm happy with my drum sound. I ain't gonna rag at my drum sound. I don't like the ride symbol on it is absolute bollocks, because there's too much separation on the LP. You know what I mean? If you do crank it, you're gonna get a bit more of a blast out of it. But like the deal there is like, it sounds cool in the studio, but the reason why is because of the equipment that they've got in the studio to make it sound cool. You get it home and play it on a normal hi-fi system, a car stereo or something. It's compressed the fuck. They use so much compression in that studio, and so much fucking separation. It's too clean. It's not what Napalm is in the studio. It did sound real good. Got it home and like fucking, it is too clean. You know what I mean? But
at the same time, now that's there, I like the idea of the fact that it shows people that we can play. So
yeah, it did show people we don't just get a guitar and go do that, or do a fucking, or you know, do a flutter fucking on the bass drum and on the fucking snare, you know, do a fucking Ken Carcass and just fucking bash everything together. I think it shows that like everything on there is played how it should be played.
So now it's just time to go back to the old raw sound, basically.
So you like the dirtier sound better?
Well, yeah, because it represents us live more. I mean, live we're different to our harmony.
Live, you don't fucking compress fuck out of the stuff, or it wouldn't be a live show, so why should you have to do that in the studio? Obviously, you've got to clean things up a bit in the studio, but not Morrison he's into this compression bullshit. And compressing is good on the right things, but not what they fucking do. It's too much.
How the show's been going so far? I know this is like the 5th one or something.
It's a 6-1 tonight. Personally, playing wise for the band, I think we've done pretty well actually, considering the circumstances. Shit monitors, pretty fucking rare fucking PAs. Audience wise, they love their slow stuff. They're too much into their fucking SOD mosh. I mean, as soon as you do a slow fucking rhythm, they automatically go ape shit. As soon as you do a fucking Repulsion blast, they don't know what the fuck's going on. That's why Repulsion never got anywhere, you know what I mean? Because people just could not handle the speed. So basically, I guess it's an education, you know what I mean, this tour.
But yeah, I suppose you can say we're out to educate, I suppose. At the moment, they just, when we go fast, they just sort of stand there. I mean, they're into it, they just stand there. We're too used to European crowds and Brazilian crowds where they just go off their fucking head and
shake the PA system, shake, do the pogo,
exactly.
Do the grapple. I mean,
shake each other, you know, thrash the PA system to the ground.
Thrash each other's heads, against each other's heads.
We're too used to that, really. At the moment, that hasn't really happened over here. It's actually spoilt my conception of like American sort of audiences. I was always told that American audiences were the best. I used to read interviews and I was told, well, they get the circles going and they get the pits and they dive off 30-foot PA rigs. I haven't seen that happen yet, really, which I'm a little bit disappointed. Hopefully we get down towards LA and around that area and they might start doing it, but I don't know. Who knows? They didn't do it when I saw Obituary, did they, Jess? No, they were pretty lame when we saw Obituary as well. So
but those were punk gigs, like the Q's and GBH.
Nah, bollocks, man. Fucking Slayer gigs apparently used to be intense a few years ago. That's what I was told, anyway.
Do you have any input about which bands are going on this tour?
No.
As regards to Grindcrush, I think Nocturnus and Godflesh, the actual support bands, to be truthful, okay, it's called...
Well, Godflesh, we did
I mean Nocturnus and Godflesh.
Well, yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, right,
no,
yeah.
Godflesh, yeah, we wanted Godflesh on because they do fucking growing, you know what I mean? That is growing. You know what I mean? Fucking, that ain't no fucking carcass, you know what I mean? That is proper growing. Fucking... But Nocturnus is... I'm not ragging on them, you know what I mean? Fucking... I guess what they do is pretty cool, but fucking... They don't grind, you know what I mean? It's called a groin crusher tour. There ain't no groin going down in Nocturnus. There's as much groin there as fucking my Petra when she plays the piano, you know what I mean? My dog at home. There is no groin going down in Nocturnus, okay? It should have been bolt... It should have been bolt thrower. Now, I like bolt thrower, you know what I mean? Some of the stuff is a little bit rare. You know what I mean? But fucking, at least they grind. They are a grindcore band and nothing else. You know what I mean? Fucking, the reason for Bolt Thrower not doing it is because they said they will not support or go on the stage before Godflesh, because they said Godflesh is shit, Godflesh can't play the instruments and Godflesh are just a bunch of noise. You know what I mean? So that's a pretty fucked up attitude, but this is what the tour ended up being, you know what I mean? Fucking, even Carcass should have been doing this with us, you know what I mean? At least you can call them a grindcore band, you know what I mean? Fucking, because Nocturnus are not grindcore. They are not, you know what I mean?
I like Nocturnus, but they just, you know, they seem oddly placed with us, because I think
they're going down very bad at all the shows.
Crowds don't seem to be able to relate to what's going on. I mean, they're good at what they do, I like what they do, but it's not grindcore or whatever you want to fucking call it, you know? Basically. But no, I mean, as regards to other bands, they're pretty heavy, I suppose. But there's a few too many bands on each show with us.
Like Killing Joke a lot?
Chuffed, yeah. I like a lot of things.
We're thinking a new Bolt Thrower.
New Bolt Thrower? Honest opinion, it grinds, you know what I mean? It's fucking great guitar, I really like the guitar sound. Drums are fucking shit. It's pretty much snorkel, you know what I mean? Something to drive you to sleep to. Every song's the fucking same, but I guess it's got the Bolt Thrower sound. That's something that they created themselves with the help of a few bands like fucking Sacrilege from England and some Slayer riffs. They recently toured with Autopsy, so there's quite a few Autopsy sort of riffs on there now. They've sussed out what Autopsy do, but I guess they're alright, you know, ain't bad.
Mick, how do you think the scene has changed in England since Napalm Death started?
Since I was in it in the beginning. I don't know, fucking... As in what? People?
People. Bands.
Bands. There's a lot of bollocks bands in England. There used to be a lot better bands. Back in '86 when I joined Napalm, there used to be some classic bands around. Fucking, you had still had bands like Anti-Sect doing what they were doing, Amoebics, Sacrilege, Concrete Socks, Heresy. You had a lot of early bands on scene, Terror, fucking a lot of the bands then were a lot friendlier and together. So Extreme Noise, Terror, they're a lot friendlier. They used to help each other out, but that's all changed. I mean, there's too much bitching still involved with fucking the scene and shit. So I don't get involved with it anymore. I keep myself to myself. I stay at home, listen to music, watch videos. That's all I fucking do. I don't do anything else. I travel when I can afford to travel. Well, I guess that's it. I'll stop in. I don't get involved with anything. There's too many fucking wankers around.
Ronny, you can get in there.
Yeah. Light introduction. Flu, man.
Seems like everybody's sick.
Yeah, I've got the flu, man. Yeah, that's why I'm fucking like
So are you all going to continue with your side projects?
Yeah. There ain't really any, you know what I mean? Fucking Defecation was Defecation. That's finished now. Terrorize is finished. Unseen Terror is finished. Benediction. I mean, the only side projects that will happen.
No, Benediction is still going.
Yeah, but what I mean, like for you, he's on about you still carrying on. As side projects, it'd be like personal things. I guess.
I mean, the only sort of side things, especially me and Mick and me, really want to do, will be totally different from what we're doing in Napalm. Because there isn't no point in doing a side band that's fucking close to Napalm or even similar. What's the point?
Not there, no, not at all. Fucking.
I mean, if I ever do something, I just do something personally for my own benefit, which would probably be like so off the wall, nobody'd be able to get into it anyway. And I don't really give a shit. I just do something personally for myself and like release a few thousand and see what happens. But it's when there's time. There's hardly any time. Napalm gets worse as you know as the months go by. It's like after this tour, we're like end of May, we have to go back to England, have some rest, and then we're expected to start rehearsing for the next album. And then in July, we're meant to come over here with Sepultura and start all over again. And then after that, we're going to come back and possibly record it. And then whenever that bloody comes out, you know, we're going to like go out to do Europe, which will be a bigger European tour this time than America all over again. So it's like it just gets worse, you know. You have to do it if you want to become bigger or whatever. But you know, it's hard to like do other things, which is a shame.
Virginia, I play guitar.
I'm Ross Stone, play bass and sing. Carl Wilkinson, guitar.
Yeah. How and when did Immolation start?
Okay, we started back in '88, February of '88. Me and Tom were in a band called Rigor Mortis from New York. And when that broke up, we got Ross and Neil Boback, who played drums back then. And that's when we started. We did 2 demos, one in '88 and one in '89. And then a month before the album, Neil quit, so we got Craig Smilowski to play drums, and that's about it.
How'd you come up with the name?
Well, actually, Neil came up with the name. I don't know, he found it. I think he thought he heard it in the song, but it wasn't in the song, but he looked it up in the dictionary and it was a word, and you know, and it fit us.
Exactly how it happened. Exactly. Yeah, that's right.
What were your influences 3 years ago to make you start this band?
A lot of stuff.
What, 3 years ago?
Well, when you first started.
We started with Rigor Mortis, so it was like early Death, the demos, Slayer. That was Rigor Mortis, but the change, you know, by the time Immolation was good. Still like, I guess, Necrophagia.
Yes,
Why didn't you put out another demo after your second one?
No reason to. Yeah, I mean, you gotta label interest after the second one, and then Immolation got interested, so we didn't plan on releasing the second one. We didn't break anything.
How'd the road racing deal come about?
Well, we met Monty Connor, who's, you know, the manager of the label, at a show, I think at Sundance, and, you know, we talked to him and he said that he was interested in hearing the tape, so we still never got him one. Then he sent us a letter, and we still never got back to him because we never figured, you know, Roadrunner would be interested in us anyway, so it was, you know, such a big label. So then he finally got the tapes from a friend of ours, and, you know, he started contacting us and sent us a contract, and that's about it.
Why did Neil leave?
Nobody knows.
Be a fireman. He wanted to start fire. No, he wanted to put out fires instead of start them.
Lack of, I don't know. Just lost some interest in actual playing, I guess, and actual having to play and practice and stuff like that. I guess he just wasn't into it anymore.
How'd you get Craig?
Well, we called him up. As soon as Neil quit, we had to...
Let me ask you that again.
All right, ask me that again.
How did you get Craig?
Okay. When Neil quit, you know, we had an album to do in a month or so, you know, we knew, you know, we loved Gorphobia, you know, we knew, you know, Craig could do it, he was the, you know, the right person, so we asked him just to do the album, and then by the time the album was done, you know, we asked him if he wanted to join, and he did, so, you know, took it from there.
So how long did he have to practice?
Month and a half.
Yeah.
So he learned all 10 songs in like under a month and a half. And I think he improved them more than they ever, you know, were before, you know. He made them better than they ever were.
So how did you get to go over to Berlin? How did that come about instead of recording here?
Well, it was just like we were given choices of like a couple of producers, and Harris Johns, you know, was the one we wanted to go with because of the stuff he did, you know, like Boy Vine, Creator, Sodom, whatever. And he just happened to be in Germany, so we ended up going over there, you know. It was basically, you know, choices given to us when we picked him, so.
What was it like recording over there?
No, it was cool.
Probably the same as anywhere else, but worse.
No, it was strange, you know, it's weird being, you know, it's different being in another country and everything, so that made it a little, you know, a lot different, but it was cool.
Who writes most of the music?
Well, we all put into it. I mean, like, me and Tom will come up with riffs, you know, and kind of like arrange them together, and then we'll show it to, say, you know, Ross and Craig, and just work it from there. Like we'll have an arrangement, then we'll show it to them, get it down, and then Ross will get the lyrics going, you know, Tom does lyrics too, and then we all kind of like piece it together. Once we learn the song, you know, we kind of like, you know, change little parts here and there to make it better.
Right. Yeah. Well, what's those left behind about?
Well, Tom won't do so that one, so
It's about what you read? Nah, basically what it's about is someone that has an understanding of Christian beliefs but doesn't agree with it necessarily. It's like someone that is like speaking to God, you know, in a sense, and just basically not agreeing with Christians. I mean, it's hard to explain the song, you know, just the way the words came out. Yes.
What do you write about?
all kinds of stuff. You know, like trees and flowers. Nah, they just, you know, pretty much, I guess, fantasy lyrics. Some of them deal with like war, religion, those up behind kind of like a religious song.
Has the writing changed from the first demo to the newer stuff?
It's gotten a lot better. I mean, you can tell by looking at the lyrics of newer songs, the lyrics of the older songs, it's definitely progressed. You know, that's understandable in 3 years, you know.
Yeah. So how come you guys don't play that many shows? No, besides.
We play about 37.
Yeah. Well, we haven't had the chance.
Really, I mean, so much has been going on, you know, with the record contracts and just, you know, practicing for the album, and then Neil left, and you know, there was just a lot of shit going on, and you know, we were more worried about getting prepared for the album, you know, than playing shows, you know.
Yeah, it's
working
like
on new songs.
every time we would play a show, it would take like a whole week just to get prepared for that show, and it wasted a lot of time because we didn't have our own transportation or anything, and renting a van and all that fucking bullshit.
I mean, you know, back in like 88, 89, we used to do a lot of shows, but you know, the local shows at like streets or like, you know, New Jersey or something. But
Long Beach.
yeah, I mean, for shows like that, you don't really, you know, you get a band for like a night, but I mean, for these like long distance shows, you know, it's, you know, we all work and like, you know, we put in so much money for a band rental, and you know, the equipment we had back then was some of the greatest, you know, stuff in the world, so it's just
Is there a concept for the cover? The album?
Yep.
What is it?
You'll never know. No.
It's another religious thing. I don't know if you ever heard of, you know, Judgment Day, basically, when Christians believe Jesus Christ is going to come, you know, for the second time, and all the good-hearted people are going to be lifted off the earth. And basically, it's a dark interception of that, what's supposed to happen. That's, we have the demons rising, intercepting the angels that are supposed to be coming down to lift, you know, the Christians from the earth. The rest you just leave it to your imagination if you do that.
Ow. Is the album selling better in New York or here?
Nobody knows. I mean, it just came out, you know, so we heard it's doing good though so far. I mean,
It was doing good in Europe, and we heard it's down here, what, 3 weeks or so, it's been doing good here too, in Norway.
Did a lot of people seem to have it in Europe?
No. Well, the first 3 weeks we were there wasn't even out. The first 2 weeks in Germany wasn't out, and then we went to Holland, I think it was just released, so.
Well, the problem is that it's been in the stores, and it would sell out, and then they wouldn't put any more albums in the store, so stores would go weeks without the album, so they would sell out and then not have the album when they should have it. So yeah, that's the biggest problem as well.
That happened in Sweden. I mean, they got the first shipment, and they sold out, and they didn't get any more shipments, and it's been like a month already, so, and that's all because, I think they were using Sony Music to distribute over there, and I don't think they had problems with Sony.
Yeah, because Sony's like really big, and they're not really worried about death metal albums, so that's the reason.
So how'd the European tour go?
It was great. Really good. I mean, I think we lucked out to get on a tour like that, because I mean, you know, Morgoth has a big European following, and Massacre. Their album's been out for, you know, a few months over there, so, you know, they also have the fact that, you know, some of those guys went deaf and stuff, so, you know, they did really well over there. We played to really good crowds, and the crowds were really receptive. It was good. Definitely good tour for us.
What countries did you play?
Germany, Switzerland, England, Ireland, Belgium, France, Holland, Sweden.
What was the reaction to Immolation?
It was good. It was positive. It was very positive. I mean, it was better in certain countries, like, for instance, Ireland was really good, Belgium, France was really good, Denmark, Germany was really good considering the album wasn't out, and also for the fact that Devastation was originally supposed to do a tour. So on all the German, you know, advertisements and posters, it was advertised Devastation was playing. So despite that, I think we did really good. England, I expected a lot more from England. England wasn't what we thought it was going to be. It was still alright, but you know, we had 2 good shows in England. I think Manchester and London were good. I mean, overall though, it was a good tour. I mean, you know, the crowds were really good.
Well, what kind of merchandise are you selling?
Well, right now we're all out of everything. Maybe in the next couple of months, if whoever wants to write to the, you know, the address on the album, PO Box, they can ask us. And if you write, just send a self-addressed stamp envelope to save us.
And at the moment, like, Blue Grape's selling the shirts as far as, like, if you wanted to order a shirt or something. But we'll probably have shirts on the tour, you know, like, whatever that may be. But as far as ordering a shirt, you order from Blue Grape.
Pick up H. Gibbs in Europe. So who came up with this backwards talk?
Will.
How many words do you have?
It's an unlimited vocabulary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just some, you know, some stupid shit we used to do back like 83, 84, you know. When we were just young meddlers, and now we just do it for the group. It's just funny, you know.
What are some of the words?
I don't know. Difference. I don't know. Just anything, man. You can say anything, man.
Some kid called me up from Tennessee, and he saw an interview with Will. It said some band is Yag. And he's like, what does that mean? He called me up to ask me. I'm like, I don't know. I had no clue. I had no idea. It's like, you gotta write to Will and Ross or something.
That's funny. How people just pick up on it. When we're in Europe, we got all the guys at Massacre and all got saying shit like that. He's acting all corny. It's funny. They can rub off on people.
Anything else you want to add?
Ask him about the 4 crods in a pod thing.
Yeah, what's that?
Oh, yeah, that's
4 crods in a pod.
That's our
Publishing company.
You know, you have to think of something original that, you know, that probably wasn't used before. And, you know, I doubt that's ever been used. That's why we picked it. So, it's cool.
And pod is going to possession backwards. And prod is, you can figure that one out for yourself.
Alright, that's it.
Alright.
Thank you. Thanks.
The music speaks to you every day, but you're too deaf, dumb, and blind to listen.